raw, authentic, genuine, uncut video. It's exactly how I want this video to feel. So, if you're here for some sort of quick, highly edited, motivational video, whatever the case is, click off now. Um, but yeah, the fuck is good, YouTube? It's been a solid day. Um, it's been a solid day up until this point. Tried my best to beat the day's ass. Got a pack of Marlboro Reds. Not a big cigarette guy, but I don't know. I was feeling a little classy. If you think that cigarettes are classy, then that's why I have them. Um, but yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting month of December up until this point. I don't know the exact day. I think it's like the 13th or something like that. Um, it's about 10 o'clock at night. It's 38 degrees outside. It's freezing, double layered and everything like that. I'm from Florida, so it's super cold to me. But yeah, just wanted to have this video and just kind of talk about life, talk about the state of business that I'm in, talk about wins, talk about different things, just literally just yap to the camera. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm sure like the people who like really keep up with all my content will like a video like this, but let's go ahead and light one up. Rate my form. Is it lit? Sure, if my parents are watching that, they'll laugh. They'll think that's funny. But yeah, it's Money Monday. It's mid-December. Obviously, I live in a college town, so all my roommates actually left today, James and Joseph. So it's just me here. No girls, no girlfriends, no friends. Um, really nobody. It's been interesting living in this city for the past almost 6 months now. I've been living here since May. So it's been interesting. I'm not sure if it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to meet a lot of new people. I thought, my habits would completely change. I thought my life was going to look a lot different than it does now. Um, but overall, it's been pretty chill. I like living here. I do enjoy it. I was telling my friend Joseph I wouldn't really change my situation right now for anything. I think it's a good transition period between like living at home and like moving to an actual city and spending real money every single month. Um, but yeah, this video doesn't really have any direction or anything like that. It's kind of just me talking to the camera. Um, I had a video similar to this about a year ago that I recorded, a little less than a year ago. It was like January 4th, but basically me talking about what my year was going to look like as far as 2025 goes, um, and stuff like that, different predictions that I had made. So I kind of just wanted to turn the camera back on and have this video to be able to look back on like next year around the same time and see, how far I had come and stuff like that. So that I guess that'll be the direction of this video. But yeah, other than living in Tallahassee, it's been chill. I haven't really met as many people as I thought I was gonna be, as much as I thought I was gonna meet. I'm still kind of friends with everybody from my hometown that just lives here. But to be honest, like it's hard to relate to people. It's hard to relate to college kids because I'm on a completely different path. Obviously, like they follow me on Instagram and stuff like that, so they see the stuff that I do. But I'm not in college. I'm not in a frat. I don't have a girlfriend that goes here, so it's been a little bit interesting living here and being like a complete black sheep, being completely different than everybody else. Not to sound gay, but it's been chill. I would recommend living in a college town if you're an online money kid and you haven't hit like your first 30K month where you can really live wherever you want. Um, but yeah, December, honestly, these last couple of months, ever since I left the previous agency that I was working with as a closer, have been really interesting. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of new people, a lot of new relationships, a lot of new things to learn over the past few months. It's been a super positive experience. Obviously, like, kind of had to humble myself. I went from like the guy who everybody knew was making 10, 15, 20K a month as a closer. I went from being the guy who like constantly had this abundance mindset of like, money comes and goes, I can spend it how I want, I make tons of it, to like really fully resetting and kind of having to shift my identity. Not that I'm not still the guy that can make that kind of money, because it won't be long until I am again, but it's definitely been a process of like adjusting to it, because I only have so much money in my bank account. I only have so much income I can make per month if we're not running offers that are making multiple six figures a month yet. But I've learned a lot. Now, honestly, I wouldn't trade the opportunity for anything. Um, to be completely honest, like, if you look back on that video a year ago, if you guys want to, it's the first video, or it's the first video I uploaded on this channel, at least the ones that you guys can see, of me like being back in my hometown. I think it's titled "I Quit My 9 to 5 to Go All In on This." And at the end of the video, I kind of just sit down and said exactly what I was gonna do, which was go from setter to closer to growth operator slash sales manager, move out of my parents' house, buy a new car. I pretty much did all those things. So I did do all those things, um, which has been pretty crazy. But yeah, it's interesting to think like you can. I'm not a big fan of like telling everybody your goals and like putting it out into the world, but truly, like if you really hone in on one skill, like I don't care if it's like e-com, trading, TikTok shop, etc. Like if you really put your mind to one thing and you know exactly how it's gonna look, like you can make life your bitch. You can make that stuff a reality. And it's been pretty cool to like see myself do that. And luckily, I was surrounded by the right people along the way to um, to help make that a reality. So I'm super grateful for like everybody who I learned from and that was around me at the start of my journey, and then obviously partnering with Jason now has been a super insane learning experience. That's somebody who's like, he's a full year ahead of me in business. So he's been in the game for 2 years. I've been in the game for 1 year. So I've learned a lot from him, not just about like business, but like also about like kind of how you operate and how your day should look and how you treat relationships. And like together, we've also learned so fucking much, like so much. We've learned different things with like client relationships. We've learned different things with like the systems that we like to use, how we like to run meetings, how we like to hire, how we like to fire. Um, so it's been pretty crazy. But going back to what I was saying, we started off really hot. So like in August, we pinked, boom, one, two, three clients right away. We were running them up. I think our agency got up to like 25K a month in actual profit, maybe less than that. I don't want to LARP. Maybe like 15K or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. Had some things happen. We signed what we thought was going to be an absolute banger client. We thought we were going to do multiple six figures with. We ran a webinar for her. It ended up not really going that well. We signed another webinar client that's been really good, pretty good. Um, and then we've gotten rid of some clients. We've signed some new clients. We've gotten fired by some clients for no real reason. We got fired by a client that we doubled their revenue in the first 2 weeks. So like they were making 60K a month, and then we did 60K in the first 2 weeks, and then they fired us because they thought it was going to be a better idea to not use us and go with AI appointment setters, which was interesting, but you live and you learn, and I don't have any hatred towards that client nor any other party involved. It's just whatever happened happened, and we'll adjust and we'll adapt to it. But that was interesting. We signed another client who we thought was going to do really well, realized that we kind of fucked up the offer, so then we relaunched with that client, and then the offer had some questions when it comes to like, is this something that can actually scale long term? He ended up getting into like a bad financial situation, which I can't necessarily blame him for because he's young, he's naive. Let me wait for this plane to pass. But yeah, he kind of got himself into a cooked situation, which like caused us to not be able to get paid right away. So we're still waiting on like a payout from that client. And then we decided kind of mutually that we wanted to stop working together, and so that happened. And that was like a month ago. This entire process that I'm talking about, and so over the past month, it's been super super slow when it comes to like getting clients and like figuring out what direction we want to take, what we want to do. Which was like a little bit, I had like a little bit of like an unmotivated period where I was like, fuck, like what do we do? Should I go back to closing? Should I go, spin up a part-time closing role while waiting for this all to work out? Just didn't really know what to do. Didn't know if I wanted to like go all in on like coaching or something like that. Um, and then I took that trip to Miami to meet up with Jason and just kind of talk about some things in person and get on the same page with everything. That trip ended up being like super needle moving, super valuable, super helpful to kind of get our heads in the right space. And then that's when me and Jason recorded our first reels. We decided that we really needed to double down on content and go harder on YouTube and harder on Instagram. And then since doing that, we've seen some extreme growth within the business. We've probably hopped on more sales calls in the past 2 weeks than we did the past 3 months before then, just for the sole reason that we're posting content and that we have people who see us and look at us as authority figures and then want to work with us inbound versus us going out and having to do outbound and having to try and find and sign clients on our own. Um, so that's been super helpful. And then really today was like a huge breakthrough. We actually ended up signing a client who is already making 50K per month. We got, our normal rev share. He's in a really good niche. He's in a pretty untapped market. He's competent. We set frame very well. And so things are looking up with him. We have a few other clients that we're in the works with this week that we could potentially sign. And so kind of feels like we're having our second breakthrough, which is really nice. Um, Really motivated me to even like pick up the camera and record just because I was kind of in like an on and off period. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the story of like the agency of what happened, and um, now it really feels like the wheels are turning again. We have momentum. I'm waking up every day knowing exactly what I need to do. I'm getting in the gym, if you guys can tell. I'm looking a lot skinnier, which has been nice. I started taking my health seriously again because I had gotten kind of fat. I'll talk about that for a second. Yeah, I ended up um, got into like peptides and stuff like that to like learn how to get in better shape quicker. That was awesome. I'm still obviously on peptides, but um, since starting that, like I've lost almost 20 pounds now in the past 6 weeks. Lost almost 20 pounds. I've seen honestly more than anywhere it's in my face is where I've like lost most of the weight. But I'm feeling so much better than I did 3 months ago. I look way better than I did 3 months ago. I bought like some new clothes. Like I have a new wardrobe than I did 3 months ago, which goes hand in hand with looking better. All my clothes fit better. I'm more confident when I go out and I talk to people. I've had much more, like, I don't want to say like success with girls, but talking to women is much easier because I look better. Making relationships with people has been much easier. Feeling like the man every single day, like it's been super nice. So there's been a lot of things that we've changed over the past month, not just business wise, but also personally that has me feeling a lot better, has me feeling a lot more optimistic, has me feeling a lot more just confident in all areas of life. Um, but yeah, kind of thinking about the future too with like, let me light this up real quick. Bro, I don't like to use my thumb. That shit's hard. There we go. But kind of looking at the future, thinking about where I see myself in a year and like stuff like that. Um, Obviously, just want to keep doubling down on what's working, which is like posting content and um, let me get a quick thumbnail. Hopefully, I look good. But really, that's like doubling down on content, focusing on getting our core group of clients, so 3 to 5 clients, all doing 6 figures a month. Focusing on like consulting and getting people who come to us good results with their clients. Potentially looking into doing more coaching for high ticket sales. Um, and then like physically, pretty much all my friends who live here re-signed their leases for next year. Um, I have a group about 7 or 8 like friends, like close friends that I would consider here that I talk to on a weekly basis. But they ended up all signing a lease together, so I'm pretty much the oddball out there. Um, just kind of interesting, but that just means that I won't be living here next year. Um, Thinking about either moving to South Florida, probably not Brickell, so like Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, or Scottsdale. Scottsdale is like the main place that we're looking at for next year. Obviously, we need to get the finances in control and start making more money first, but definitely not moving back home to Orlando. Love my family and everything like that, but I'm not moving back home, and I don't see myself living in like an apartment in Orlando or anything like that. There's a lot of cool people living out in Scottsdale. A lot of people that I know in the space as well. Jason likes Scottsdale, so I definitely want to move in with him. We'll potentially move in like with a client if we have one at the time that wants to move in with us or something like that. But that's looking like the target destination. Um, it kind of sucks like living here, knowing that I'm not gonna live here next year because it makes it hard to like make and have real relationships with people, especially women. Um, you guys all know that like I broke up with my girl in January of 3 years. Going through the breakup was interesting. Um, we'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, I think I crashed out a little bit too hard, if I'm being completely honest. I tried to kind of portray myself as somebody I'm not. I'm not Future, right? We can treat everybody with respect. We can appreciate what relationships taught us. We can appreciate the time that we spent with people that we truly loved. Um, you know, I don't see that. You know, I don't know what the future of that looks like, but um, it's been weird kind of meeting girls, meeting women here, knowing that I'm not in college, knowing that I'm a lot different than everybody else, even like explaining to people my situation. I prefer not to, just because it's so much like different. Not to, once again, not to sound gay, but like it's kind of the first time I've like sat here and actually thought about it. I'm vastly different than everybody, and it makes it hard to relate to people. Makes it hard to form real relationships with real women who have a similar mindset to me because I'm not going to live here, so there's no point in getting a girlfriend or anything like that if I'm like not going to live here next year. Um, it's just been interesting, man. It's been interesting. Um, but yeah, it's been interesting. But I think I'll look back at this period of my life as like an interesting transition period, being my first year in online business, my first time moving out, my first time living alone, my first time going through a breakup, my first time buying my own car, my first time paying my own bills. Um, it's interesting, you know. Every decision that you make, everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is completely up to you. So you have the power to turn yourself into somebody that you truly want to be. You have the power to turn yourself into somebody that you don't want to be. Completely up to you, completely in your own power to do that. Um, so yeah, it's been interesting. But I think I'll look back at this year as like something really positive. It's nice not having insanely high expenses or anything. My expenses are like $1,000 for rent. I pay like $400 a month for my car. $600 a month on groceries. If I don't step outside, if I don't buy anything, realistically, my expenses are like $2,000 a month. So that's not really anything. Um, but yeah, I'm not taking any of this stuff for granted. It's really the only time in my life where I can spend with my friends that I grew up with, that I'm really close with, that I actually love. Um, it's the only real time I'll be able to spend like an actual year living with them, kind of getting the college experience without being in college. So, so that'll be cool to look back on. Um, it'll be sad moving out and stuff like that. It was even sad saying bye to everybody today because obviously we're going back to the same hometown, but it's like, damn, now I'm here alone. Kind of debating if I want to go back home tomorrow, if I want to wait until the end of the week. I don't know yet, but it'll be interesting moving away next year and being surrounded by people that are completely new to me. Obviously, I'm really, really tight with Jason now, so he'll be like my closest friend. Um, but yeah, but yeah, it's been um, it's been an interesting year to say the least. But I'm glad that everything is kind of coming into play now. We have a lot of good opportunities in front of us. So biggest thing is just keeping the ball rolling. Don't stop moving. Don't stop taking action when everything's going your way. Just keep on going hard and keep trying to do everything you can to get the outcome that you want. Um, but yeah, yeah. Well, that'll wrap up the video. Not really anything else to say. Hopefully, this video doesn't come off as too sad. It wasn't supposed to be sad. It's kind of just me sitting down and talking about life, talking about where I am, talking about where I want to be, talking about the past, talking about mistakes that I made and stuff like that. And so, hopefully, you guys enjoyed that video. I'm curious to see. My engagement goes so up and down on YouTube, so I'm curious if you guys want to DM me like what kind of content you guys want to see from me. That'd be super nice. So DM me, or you can get my phone number on my Instagram if you're smart. You can just click contact, and then you can get my phone number. So you can text me if you want. But yeah, let me know what kind of videos you guys like. Let me know what kind of videos you guys find value from. I appreciate each and every one of you watching this video, especially to the end. Um, but yeah, feedback would be greatly appreciated. Leave some comments on the video, like, subscribe, everything like that. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.